Hey folks, welcome to this week's edition of Brush Pile Fishing. We have a special show in store this week. We're at the 2014 Crappie USA Cabela's National Championship here on Cumberland Lake, Kentucky. Interviews, on the water footage, weigh-ins, we've got it all. So you stay tuned, we'll be right back. The 2014 Classic was held on beautiful Lake Cumberland in Kentucky. Cumberland is a deep, clear lake that produces some big crappie. The lake covers over 65,000 acres of water. On day one, we saw teams fishing both shallow and deep water. The bite was very finicky, but teams were able to land some quality fish. Now let's check out some day one weigh-in highlights.
All of our fishermen should be off the water by now. They had to quit fishing at 3 o'clock. They have until 4 o'clock to be here with us in the weigh-in line. We're looking for the largest 7 fish or up to 7 fish each day. The winners tomorrow night will be determined by a total weight of today's 7 fish and tomorrow's 7 fish. As I mentioned earlier, we have 72 teams fishing the amateur division. We have 52 teams fishing the semi-pro division. Payback will be down to 20% of the field in each division. The winners of each division will win a completely rigged Ranger, Mercury, Minn Kota rig. So total payback just over $106,000 tomorrow afternoon. So stick around with us.
Right now, we're with the amateur division leaders after day one, the team of Cochran and Cochran from Kentucky. Guys, how'd it go today?
Pretty good. We got a limit early, so, we had a limit by about 9:15. That way we could just fish the rest of the day. The pressure was off after that, so, and they were pretty good fish. We upgraded maybe twice during the day, but we didn't fish hard. We didn't burn a lot of stuff today, so the only thing I'm concerned about tomorrow, my other stuff I got is deep and keeping the fish alive, so.
And, you know, you're right. We've heard from several teams it was hard to get a limit today. So getting those 7 fish early, that does take a weight off your shoulders.
We just fished after that. And we actually fished some spots that I wasn't planning to fish today, but I didn't want to burn anything else. So.
Was jigs or minnows working the best?
A little bit of both. We fished both ways, so.
So today you say they were fairly shallow, but you're going to change tomorrow?
We actually sort of lucked up on this spot. We had a spot in about 35 foot of water, and this morning, right at daylight, we went over it, and when we did, we went toward the bank and turned the boat, and there was a bush there about 17 foot, and it looked like a Christmas tree. It was lit up on a down scan, so we actually cast and caught them. We caught 5 casting, and we went vertical and caught 2 more there, and then we left. So.
Well, guys, I'll tell you what, it's got to be an honor to be in first day one, but you got to finish it tomorrow. Good luck to you. Appreciate you joining us here on Brush Pile Fishing. Hey, folks, welcome back to Brush Pile Fishing. We are finished with day one now, and we're with our first place team from the semi-pro division, Richard Williams and David Jones. Guys, how we doing?
Pretty good. Good to see you, Russ.
I'll tell you what, Richard, I know you fished a lot of these national classics. You've been right up there. I don't know if you've been first place after day one.
Been in first place on day one.
David, how's it feeling right now?
Pretty nervous.
You guys going to get a lot of sleep?
Probably won't get any sleep at all tonight.
Guys, all joking aside, you guys have a very good weight. I think it's pound 9 over the second place competitor. What was working for you guys today?
We was using Southern Pro Stinger sheds with Johnson Crappie Buster attracting.
Was there any depth that those fish seem to be located in?
We caught them all kinds of depth, Russ. We probably started out earlier this morning catching them in 10, 12, 15 foot. And then all up in the day, we probably caught fish as deep as 35 to 40 feet.
That much of a variance.
So we was sitting in 104 feet of water.
No kidding. Yeah. Well, guys, with a weight like that, I'm going to imagine there's no major change for tomorrow.
No, we're going to go with our same game plan that we've had today.
Richard, we won't put this on the internet for live feed, but congratulations. Good luck tomorrow, guys. Hang in there, and I hope you have a great day on the water, day 2. Hey, folks, welcome back to Brush Pile Fishing. We are at the Crappie USA National Championship, and right now I'm with President Daryl Van Vactor. Daryl, how are you doing?
Hey, Russ, I'm doing great, buddy. Good to see you as always.
I'll tell you what, we're excited. We haven't done the classic show for a while, and we've got a brand new show, and we just thought it'd be right to come down here and do your classic.
Hey, it is, and it's proud to have Brush Pile Fishing here for your first big event with us. And we've got a great group of anglers out there from over 20 states, about 124 teams competing for the national championship, and over $100,000 up for grabs.
I'll tell you what, you hit it right. I mean, these are the best anglers in the country. We've heard how tough the bite's been, but we've seen several limits and some very nice fish come in today.
We were very impressed with the leaders from day one, over 11 pound for their 7 fish. Also, the big fish so far is leading at 2.41. That's a good fish on anybody's water.
You bet it is. Hey folks, welcome back to day 2 of the Crappie USA Classic. We're just getting started. As you can tell, it's still dark out. We are going to hook up with the team that's in first place, Richard Williams and David Jones. They're in the semi-pro division, and they have over 11 pounds for their weight for day 1. So we're going to sneak up on them and see if we can get some video and see if they can hold on to that lead. Folks, we're just now pulling up on the first place team in the semi-pro division. This is Richard Williams and David Jones. It's still kind of dark, but they just landed a keeper. I'm not sure if that's their first one of the morning, but it looked to be a nice fish. Definitely went in a live well, so we know at least they've got one in. Oh, folks. Folks, that fish just come up on top. That's going to be a nice fish. David's got that one hooked. Hopefully we can get the net on him. And they've got it. And folks, that appears to be a nice fish. I know it's probably going to be hard to see, but from our viewpoint, definitely looked like a nice one. Folks, both Richard and David, their favorite technique of fishing is spider rigging or vertical jigging ledges for Richard, but this is something a little bit different. This shows that you've got to be versatile in these tournaments. What they've done, they found an underwater brush pile, and they're actually casting jigs and swimming them back. I know especially for David, he doesn't do a lot of that style of fishing, but it shows their ability to adapt to what they have to do to catch these fish here on Cumberland. And it definitely paid off yesterday with a bag over 11 pounds for 7 fish. Got another one going, folks. Richard Williams, nice bend in that pole there. This could be a nice fish for the team. Again, David ready with that net. Oh yeah, a lot better fish than the last one. Folks, we've been here for just a few short minutes, and this team is real close to their 7 fish limit. That might be fish number 6 for them. Appears to be a real nice crappie. Again, this team with a lead just under 2 pounds, trying to add to that. And for both, it would be their first national championship. In talking with Carlton this morning, he said the bite definitely is not what it was yesterday, and they've done a lot of moving so far today. Picking up a fish here and one there, and he said then the bite would stop. You have to keep moving. The cold has definitely affected these fish. It's made the bite much tougher today. Here we go. This might be a nice fish for the team. Fishing a little bit deeper water brush pile. That is going to be a nice crappie if they can get that one in a boat. And there's one the team can definitely use, folks. Nice one. That was a quick fish, folks. This team just pulled into the cove, and we've got a strong wind blowing in here, so what they're doing is using that wind to their advantage. They're actually working the boat very slow into the wind. Just barely bumping forward, then when the wind pushes them back, they'll bump forward again into the brush pile. Well, folks, a team of Richard Williams and David Jones, they've got their limit, so now they're looking for bigger fish. The bite where they started this morning started to slow down quite a bit, so they moved to their second location. The water in this creek is a little bit dingier than what they were, so they're going to go to a spider rig technique. That would have been a little bit tough in their first spot because of the clear water, but here this should work well. And again, they're going to work some buried brush piles, and we're in about 24 foot of water right now. So quite a change from spot one. And again, we talked about being versatile, and here they're showing what they can do. Got one going on the spider rig. Look at that fish, folks. There is a nice crappie, and that's definitely going to be one to call. That is a nice fish. That is a hog. Tell you what, folks, this team just made another move. They started spider rigging, and they've been on this spot for about 2 or 3 minutes, and that one's going to pay off right away. Oh, here we go, and we've got some rod bend here, folks. This could be the second big fish taken out of this hole. And there is another dandy. You can hear the excitement there. That is a nice fish. That's 2 in a very short period of time here. Of course, this team got their limit early, and right now they're just adding weight to the live well. That is another dandy fish. You hear the fans in the background. Well, folks, do Richard and David have enough to hold on to that day 1 lead? We're going to find out, because when we come back, we're going to day 2 of the Crappie USA Championship weigh-in.
This is a team of Adam Mobbs from Galesville, Alabama, down on West Lake. His partner Carlton Teague, also from Galesville. 964 yesterday, 770 today, guys. 1734. We're going to go ahead and get the second semi-pro division team from yesterday weighed in. This is the team of Randy Pope from Hickory, North Carolina. His partner Stephen Dietz, also from Hickory. Close. Very close. 984. I don't know whether he just shouted with joy or cried. I'm not sure. I'm from Kentucky. He counts quicker than me.
At the awards banquet, the National Points Championship was awarded to the team of Steve Ferguson and Michael Walters. In the final standings of the amateur division, 5th place went to the team of Terry and Chris Mann, with 4th place going to Donald Doby and Ronald Barker. Jerry Rogers and David Rogers took 3rd place, with Robert Massey and Todd Glenn Dalton taking 2nd place. And your champions in the amateur division went to the team of Nathan and Lynn Cochran.
What part of the lake were you fishing this weekend?
On the lower end also.
Lots of company down there, it sounds like.
Oh yeah, evidently there's a lot of good fish up there.
It sounds like it. By what y'all weighed in, there's certainly a good representation of some great fish. You know, Lake Cumberland, we'd never thought of in the past as having those huge fish. But now we saw some great fish, 2.4 something and 2.2 second, and taking that kind of poundage for 7 fish both there, that's good fish anywhere, isn't it?
Yeah. We caught a lot of fish, 15 to 45 foot deep. Most of them were on old wood. We didn't catch any on much of the new stuff.
Are you catching them down tight in that cover?
Yes, the first day we pulled up on a spot. Of course, we didn't start fishing until about daylight, and we was casting, and we caught 7 pretty quick. So we left there, and then we fished that day.
Yeah. I think you hit on something that we hadn't heard so far tonight, and that's casting for them. It sounds to me like setting back off those fish may have had an impact, did it?
Yeah, it did, and there was some deeper brush there too, but I hadn't been catching those fish deep until after the sun come up good. So we just cast because there was a piece of brush there shallower too, and we caught 7 and we left. And then we started there this morning, thought we could get 7 more. Yeah. Wrong answer.
They always fool you when you need them the worst, don't they? Well, don't you think though that maybe setting back off those fish gives you a little better shot at them with them not seeing the boat. Clear water, you know, I know over the years B&M has went from making a 8 and 10 foot pole up to 12, 14, 16, 18, 20 even, trying to do just that, be able to get back off those fish. But it sounds to me like that had an impact on this tournament.
I'm sure it did. The clear water, I mean, it's some of the clearest water I've ever fished. I'm used to Green River and Taylorsville. Kentucky Lake can get clear, but not like this.
Exactly, exactly. What particular baits did you use and what particular colors?
The first day, we caught most of ours on a Caps and Coleman Southern Pro 2-inch glow tube, and it was a smoke color, smoke glow. Today, we caught most of them on the meat today.
On the silver again.
Yeah, they wanted the middle today.
All right. Guys, our congratulations.
Mike Walters and Steve Ferguson took 5th place in the final standings of the semi-pro division. 4th place went to Kevin Randall and John Hendricks, with Carlton Teague and Adam Mobbs taking 3rd place. 2nd place was awarded to Stephen Dietz and Randy Pope, and this year's national champions went to Richard Williams and David Jones with a winning weight of 19.56.
David, let me talk to you. I need somebody with some knowledge. Where were y'all fishing?
Well, we fished the main lake, and then we fished otter, we fished greasy, we fished pumpkin. We fished a lot of those lakes down there.
Where were you at when all this was going on?
I was sleeping in the back.
That's what I thought. Now, I got an idea here after talking to top 2 teams on the other side, 2nd place on this side. There wasn't any spider rigging going on today, was there?
Not a whole lot.
In your boat?
Yeah.
Him?
We tried it a little bit, but most of all of our fish come from casting.
Shame on you, Richard. How many fish you think y'all caught, David?
Not as many today as we did yesterday. Probably what, Richard, 40 maybe?
Yeah.
35, 40 fish.
That's pretty good. Any particular baits? Now, casting. I'm guessing you probably had to do some countdown on some of them. Was you watching the line?
Well, actually, we was only in about 104 foot of water.
Shallow.
Shallow. We was casting towards some structure in about 40 foot, right next to a rock bluff, letting the jigs hit the rock wall and then fall in the water. It was too dark to see it.
To actually see the line.
Yeah.
Okay.
We was using Southern Pro. Where's Charlie? He'll be proud. Southern Pro blue ice stinger shads, and David was using.
I was using the baby bass.
Southern Pro.
The Southern Pro baby bass. I caught it. Biggest fish we had today was caught on that.
Okay. Well, it sounds to me like the plug you've give them, it ought to be worth something, don't you think?
Well, we did do one other thing. Johnson Fishing has a new attractant out called Crappie Buster Shad Scales. We put that on all our baits, and that made a difference.
Okay. And Charlie, a plug like that ought to be worth something to you, shouldn't it? Look at there.
Cash.
That looks like cash. Bring them boys some money. You've also won the Southern Pro bonus. If I can, it did. It hurt. $500 for using Southern Pro lures.
This is the hardest thing I've ever had to do in my life because I watch him a lot fish on Kentucky Lake, and he's not that good a fisherman. He's got a darn good partner. But anyway, this is hard to give to him. His partner's a nice guy, so I'm just going to give it to him. And thank you so much, Southern Pro. Thank you for using our bait. Thank you.
Thank you, Charlie.